Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm making this video for the purpose of CSC253 Interactive Multimedia course in UITM. And this is chapter 8, Hardware. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about Macintosh versus Windows hardware, the connections hardware, memory and storage devices, input devices, and output devices. First of all, we are going to discuss about the difference between Apple Macintosh and Windows PC. The fundamental difference between Mac and PC extends to both hardware and operating system software. The hardware or the physical component of the system has become closer to the parity over the past few years, taking advantage of all the advances in technology. However, Apple assembles and sells its own hardware to customers, whereas Microsoft licenses its Windows operating system to the other vendors such as Dell, Lenovo, who make their own hardware. The Apple Macintosh platform was launched by Apple in 1984. At that time, if compared to Windows PC, Apple Macintosh has a good built-in audio and high-quality graphics capability. It includes hardware and software for digitizing and editing video and producing DVD discs. Therefore, the Apple Macintosh has made the multimedia project development easier and smoother. On the other hand, the Windows platform is a collection of different vendors' neutral components that are tied together by the requirements of the Windows operating system. And it is initially focused solely on the business computing and was not suitable for multimedia at all. However, years by years, it is now easier to find multimedia hardware and software for Windows as compared to the Macintosh. The second subchapter in hardware is the connections. The connections that we are going to discuss is the connections within the computer. There are various connection methodologies within a computer. They are the Small Computer System Interface SCSI, Integrated Drive Electronics IDE, Universal Serial Bus USB, and Firewire. And firstly, we are going to discuss the SCSI connection. SCSI can connect internal and external peripherals, equipment, and devices that conform to the SCSI standard. The SCSI card can be installed both on Macintosh and PC platform. SCSI is preferred for real-time video editing, network servers, and situations that require mirroring. Mirroring is a process of making an exact duplicate of one's drive data on a second hard drive. It is used to improve the fault tolerance of data saving. The second technology of computer connection is Integrated Drive Electronic IDE. IDE connections are also known as Advanced Technology Attachment ATA. The IDE connect only the internal peripherals. The circuitry of IDE is less expensive compared to SCSI, and it utilizes the processor chip time. The third connection methodology to be discussed is the Universal Serial Bus USB. It is a standard for connecting devices to the computer using the plug-and-play system. The maximum number of devices that can be connected to a USB is 127 in one time. USB was developed in 1990s in an effort to simplify the connections between computers and peripheral devices. There are so many types of USB connector. There are USB A type, B type, C type, micro USB A, micro USB B, and several more. The type of USB connectors are different based on their uses. For example, the USB A type is used to connect the input and output devices. Mouse and keyboard use USB A type connector to be connected to a computer. The B style connector is designed for use on USB peripheral devices. The B socket is an upstream connector that is only used on peripheral devices, not on the computer. And the fourth connection technology to be discussed is the Firewire. Firewire was introduced by Apple in the 1980s. It is the industry standard and provides support for high bandwidth serial data transfer, particularly for digital video and mass storage. It can connect multiple computers and peripheral devices, that is, we know as peer-to-peer connection. And it is the most common method for connecting and interconnecting professional digital video equipment. Now, let's move to the third subtopic of devices, which is memory and storage devices. A memory is used to store data and instructions. Computer memory is the storage space in the computer where data is to be processed and instructions required for processing are stored. The memory is divided into a large number of parts called cells. Memory requirements of a multimedia project depends on the project contents and scope. The two types of memory are random access memory RAM and read-only memory ROM. RAM enables the simultaneously running of many applications, and ROM is a non-volatile where the BIOS program that boots up the computer resides in the ROM. There are many types of storage devices. In early age, floppy disk is an expensive, removable, and portable devices is used for storing binary data. They are made of flexible mylar plastic coated with a thin layer of special magnetic material. Where hard disk is a non-removable mass storage device and has a higher data storage capacity and data transfer speed compared to the floppy disk. Digital Versatile Disc or DVD is an optical disc technology for distributing multimedia and feature-length movies. It can store up to 10 GB of data. Therefore, they provide sharp and detailed video resolution. The two types of DVDs are the DVD video and the DVD-ROM. The USB flash drive has been used as the most popular data storage. The USB flash drive is a data storage device that includes flash memory with an integrated USB interface. It is typically removable, rewritable, and much smaller than an optical disc. The micro SD card is one very small flash memory card. It is a memory card used in mobile phones, GPS, dashcam, drone, and other digital devices. The fourth subchapter is input devices. And we are only going to discuss on the most important input devices in making multimedia. Keyboard is the most commonly used input device, where the most common keyboard for PCs is the 101 style, which provides 101 keys. Mouse is the standard input device for a graphical user interface GUI. A touch screen is a display device that allows the user to interact with a computer by using their finger or stylus. They are useful alternative to a mouse or keyboard for navigating a graphical user interface or GUI. Touch screens are used on a variety of devices such as computer and laptops display, smartphones, tablets, cash registers and information kiosks. Some touch screens use a grid of infrared beams to sense the presence of a finger instead of utilizing touch-sensitive input. Magnetic card encoder and reader is useful when an interface is needed for a database application or multimedia project that tracks users. A scanner is a device that captures images from photographic prints, posters, magazine pages, and similar sources for computer editing and display. Scanners come in handheld, fat-in, and flatback types for scanning black and white only or colors. A microphone is a device that captures audio by converting sound waves into an electrical signal. This signal can be amplified as an analog signal or may be converted to a digital signal, which can be processed by a computer or other digital audio device. And lastly, digital camera is used to capture still images and videos of a specific resolution and store them in a camera's memory. These images and videos can be uploaded to a computer to be edited. The two groups of output devices to be discussed are audio devices and video devices. Speakers are one of the most common output devices used with computer systems. Some speakers are designed to work specifically with computers, while others can be hooked up to any type of sound system. Regardless of their design, the purpose of speakers is to produce audio output that can be heard by the listener. An audio amplifier is a device that amplifies an audio signal. It is required when the project has to be presented to a large audience or in a noisy setting. Videos are able to create the maximum visual impact of a multimedia presentation. The video devices include video displayer and video cards. Video displayer provide precise control over the image or videos being viewed, where video cards enable the user to place an image or videos in a window on the computer monitor. That is all for this chapter. See you again in other videos. Until then, thank you.